Everybody, Beans Baxter here with the Kenai Bigfoot Research Group. It's January 2019, and I'm going to get out in the field a little bit today. I'm going to try out some new equipment. I got some new snowshoes. I don't usually get out in the winter that much, so this is going to be a new experience for me. So I thought I would make a video and kind of document it. Hopefully we'll get out and have a good experience and we won't get too cold. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon, so that means, one, it's about as warm as it's going to get today, and two, I've only got about 3 hours of daylight left. I don't plan to be out that long, maybe an hour, hour and a half. 2 hours is going to be pushing it. I want to be back, at least on my way back to the truck before the 2 hour mark. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I don't think I'm going to spend that much time out. Let me just show you something here real quick. That's the temperature. So Beans isn't going to be spending a lot of time outside today, but hopefully I've got enough gear that I can stay pretty warm. Although I have to show you what I did. I kind of left the house in a hurry this morning and was kind of shoving stuff in my pack, and I got here and I start going through my stuff, getting ready to step out here, into the weather, and I got my right hand glove right here, and I've also got another right hand glove right here. So I grabbed two right hand gloves. Luckily I do have extra pair of gloves, and I actually was digging in my pack and found a backup pair of gloves. So I've actually got enough gloves that I think I'll be okay, but they're not the nice warm gloves that I wanted to bring on this trip. So that's on me. I screwed up. I didn't look close enough at the gloves before I left the house. So while we're here in the warmth of the truck, let me kind of go over some stuff. This is an area, I'm not going to tell you exactly where it's at, but this is an area in the Kenai National Wildlife Refuge. I've never had a sighting, but I've found what I think is some tracks here, and me and my wife had a really strange experience here a couple of years ago. And like I said, nothing visual, but it was pretty weird, and I haven't been able to explain it to this day. So I'm hoping that if we get back out in here that we might at least find some tracks or something. Obviously the best thing to happen would be that we have some kind of visual and I get it on tape, but I'm not that optimistic. Best case scenario, we find Bigfoot. Worst case scenario, we have a great time hiking and snowshoeing, and we see some great Alaska scenery here, and hopefully I'll be able to share some of that with you guys here. But let me just kind of go over really quick what I'm bringing out with me today. I always carry a day pack with me with survival stuff in it. I've got a first aid kit. I've got a multi-tool. I've got an emergency blanket. I've got a lighter and matches. I've got everything I need to start a fire, and I've got the basic survival stuff. That's I'm not going to go over that. That's everybody should have that stuff. What I do usually carry that some people don't is I've got my thermal, my FLIR scope, and I've got my Garmin inReach, which is very important. Just to let you guys know, I'm not there's no sponsorship. They're not paying me any money or anything. This is just the stuff. These are the products that I carry with me and that I believe in. The Garmin inReach, I think it's a must-have if you're going to be going out in the middle of nowhere, especially where there's probably not going to be any cell service. I think here where I'm going today, I probably will have cell service the entire time, but there's definitely the potential to go out of cell service in this area. So the Garmin inReach is a must-have. There's a small subscription fee that I pay every month to be able to text and send a SOS. But in my opinion, if you use it once, it's more than paid for itself. The thermal, I'm hoping that I can get some video of some moose or just some Alaska wildlife. I like to test it out and see what different things look like. I'd like to have some examples of moose and other Alaskan animals, some video footage of thermal images of those, just so I can use them as a reference. And also what I have here, which I never leave the house without when I'm going out, is this is my evidence collection kit that I got from the Sasquatch Tracker, Michael Thompson, the Sasquatch Tracker. If you guys are interested in Alaska and Bigfoot, you guys need to check his website out. He sent me this kit after I had my encounter. It's got some pretty cool stuff in it. It's got some swabs for taking DNA. It's got measuring tape and all kinds of neat stuff in there for collecting evidence. And I always carry it with me, and I really appreciate the fact that he sent that to me. You can't talk about Bigfoot in Alaska without mentioning the Sasquatch Tracker. His database of sightings is unparalleled for Alaska sightings. So anyway, I'm gonna start getting the rest of my gear on here. This is gonna be about the third time I've put these snowshoes on, so hopefully I can get them on without taking up the rest of the daylight I got here. And we'll check back in once we get suited up and start to hit the trail. All right, so we're out here just walking around. I thought I might be able to get some video of me talking and walking, but as loud as the snowshoes are on this crunchy snow, that's just not going to work. So I might have to stop every so often and narrate, but check that out. Pretty cool view, huh? So I haven't seen anything interesting yet. Just I've seen tracks of animals and people, but nothing I can't identify. So I'm gonna push ahead a little bit and see what I can find. I'll check back in here in a little bit. But man, what a view. All right, so I've walked a little further down the lake here, and I just realized I haven't busted out my thermal yet. So I'm gonna therm this tree line here in a second and see what I can see. I've come a pretty long ways, actually. I was a little scared about walking on the lake at first, but I'm pretty confident it's not gonna break, and even if it does, I'm standing in shallow enough water that I could stand up in it. So I wanted to show you guys some tracks here. I'm not sure if those are moose or canine, but something came through here, and somebody I'm not sure if that's a bike or a sled. I know people like to ride their fat tire bikes around here during the winter time, so it could be a bicycle track. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna bust out the old thermal and see what I can see in the tree line here. I'll let you know if I get anything interesting. So I've come quite a ways from the parking area down there, and I've actually got to this point. Now, see the healthy trees there on the left, and then see that empty spot there, and then see those skinny sick trees there. Those are all burned. This is where the forest fire came through. I can't remember if it was in 2015 or 16. I think it was 16. It's called the Funny River Road fire because it started on Funny River Road, which is way back there, several miles. And this is where it stopped, or where it got stopped. If you guys are familiar with the Sasquatch Tracker, he has in his database a sighting from a fireman in this area, and this is one of the reasons why I come here. There was a sighting by a fireman in this area during the Funny River Road fire. So this is one of the reasons, or that sighting is one of the reasons why I concentrate on this area. It's close to my residents within driving distance, and there's actually been sightings here, so that's one of the reasons why I like this spot. Not to mention like I said, I've seen and heard some things here. So anyway, I thought this was cool. I've never seen this before. This fire break here. You can see from the parking area back there where you stop, you can see the difference, like where the burn trees are. But I've never actually seen this fire break, so that's pretty cool. You know, I know it may not seem like a big deal because I see these mountains all the time, but this is the first time I've seen them from this spot. I've wanted to get over here for a long time, and thanks to my new gear, I was able to. So I didn't get to spend as much time over here as I wanted to, but I'm definitely, now that I know I can get here, I can come back and spend more time. So I've got probably an hour and a half of daylight left. It's gonna be dipping. The sun's gonna, see where it's at, it's gonna dip down there real soon. So I'm gonna start heading back, I think. Kind of disappointed that I can't spend more time here, but safety first. I'm not prepared to spend the night out here. Well, I could if I had to, but I sure as hell don't want to. I'm pretty warm right now because I've been moving, but it's when you're sitting still, it can get pretty chilly. I think it's about 3 degrees out here. All right, I'll might turn on the camera a couple more times before I get back to the truck. We'll see. If not, we'll do a wrap up at the truck. Back in the truck, getting warm. It's still 3 degrees out there. Man, pretty chilly. So anyway, we didn't find anything squatchy, but you know, we often don't. It's kind of like fishing. If you caught a fish every time you went fishing, it wouldn't be called fishing, it'd be catching. So anyway, I still had a good time, saw some great scenery, found some cool moose tracks. Was a little disappointed I didn't get to actually get a moose on my thermal, but I still got a little ways to go before I can drive out of here. So I might have a chance to see one and get some thermal footage of it. So anyway, I'm gonna call it good here, and thanks for watching, and I'll throw some videos up every once in a while. I don't have a set schedule, and I don't get out as much as I'd like to, but I'll throw something up. You know, just subscribe, and you'll get a notification every time I put up a video. Thanks.